Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick video review of the Petrified Fish Viper. It is their new crossbar lock that is a shilin cutter. Mine is a stonewash with the green G10 and I really like it. You know, I got this a week ago and I've been playing with it, and it has a clutch lock and everything, meaning that it has adjustable omega springs. I like the center, the middle setting instead of the low or the high. But it's as a crossbar lock, it doesn't have the greatest detent settings. But let's just get a close look at the knife first. You can see that it is nested liners, and they're not full liners. This screw right here is like the liners barely extend past that, so it's kind of like a bug out. It does have a wire pocket clip, G10 back spacer. The blade is K110, so fancy D2 that Petrified Fish uses on a lot of their knives. Deployment is you have this cutout, so reverse flick is good. Let me try to get this so that I can actually do it for the camera. I mean, it's pretty snappy as far as dropping it. It's okay. Thumb deployment, you have to try a little bit harder. Like the slow roll is fine, but in terms of just flicking, I do fail it sometimes. We'll just blame the operator for that though. Then, looking at the actual blade profile, it is a shilin style cutter, meaning that the blade is all belly, no flat. It is all one big radius, and it does taper more towards the tip, so it's not like a uniform radius the entire way. One nice thing about this is the blade stock. It's kind of hard to tell from a top shot. This is the actual blade stock thickness. It's about 3 millimeters. But because they have this top swedge that starts here, it's a little bit deceptive in how wide it actually is. It's 3 millimeters, which is really nice because a lot of Petrified Fish's knives have wider blade stock, and as a result, they aren't as slicey. It's a big knife. It's like 3.4 something inch blade. I have put my own edge on it because I've been using it. I used it for about a week. Let's compare it to the Beluga. So this is a full-size Beluga. They are pretty similar in size and as well as blade height. Because this is like a big leaf-shaped shilin cutter, it is wider, but it tapers down here instead of having the widest point up here and then coming down to the point like on the Beluga. But if we look at the blade stock thickness, I mean, it's pretty stark, even with the visual illusion that you get from this like pretty much full length top swedge. You can see that this is a thicker knife, and behind the edge is about the same, but the bevels are going to be steeper here, and it's going to end up being slicier overall than the Beluga, simply because the blade stock thickness across the entire thing is about the same. So in terms of action and comparing that, first of all, the crossbar lock is super reliable. It's good. I like it. I don't have any problems with it. Just crossbar locks are not as satisfying as a liner lock in terms of the sound, the tactile feel. It's just like, I get that it's nice because your thumb doesn't have to get in the path of the blade when closing it with a crossbar lock like it does with a liner lock. Just so much more satisfying. The detent too is more satisfying with a with a liner lock, because it actually has a detent, not a simulated one from the bar. Sound. Man, there's just not really a comparison in terms of sound. I mean, even with like this is my Chavez clone, 229 clone. It is a kickstop. Just satisfying. Let's move these around. Again, you can see that this shilin cutter, the Petrified Fish Viper, is a big knife. I also like that it arches all the way around. Here it is compared to a PM2 clone. Man, compression locks too. Just satisfying. This is a thinner than than normal blade stock. It's a clone. It's that one that they came out with recently on AliExpress where they're all 14C28N. It also has about a 3mm blade stock. One nice thing is that this is light, which I like quite a bit. Really, the only thing that I don't love about this Viper is this wire clip, simply because, you know, it's not a big deal when I'm doing a reverse flick to open because I don't have my hand on it. But if I'm doing thumb, I'm pulling on this, and because it's a wire clip, like if I want to actually flick it open with my thumb, I don't know if I can show it from the other side. Here, let me. When I'm trying to flick it open with my thumb, I'm pulling on this and it bends. And when I take this apart, when I take off the clip, you can see that it's bent. And it's because I'm torquing on it, because that's the only thing to hold on to when I'm trying to thumb flick it open. I do pull on it this way a little bit because I can't not. First of all, it's there. Anyways, it's a good knife. I'm glad I have it. It cuts really well. I've been very pleased. Sorry, bumped the camera. Been super pleased. I mean, cutting paper isn't going to tell you anything because it's paper, but it does great. It's really clean. I like it. So I think it's a win.